So here I am setting up the DC motor on the Arduino. I connected the ground to a negative port, pin 3 to any port on the breadboard, and another wire that connects a negative port to another area on the breadboard. Then I connected the red wire on the DC motor right next to the wire for pin 3, and the black wire to the wire that connects to a negative port. And here I run the code, which is very similar to the code for dimming an LED. And once I do that, you can see the motor spin here. So for setting up the servo motor, I connected the first wire to pin 9, and the second to the 5-volt power, and the third to the ground. When I was setting it up, I realized that if you were to switch the placements of the second and third wires, the Arduino would short circuit. And here you can see the motor running. The code causes it to move from 0 degrees to 180, and then pause, and then quickly move from 180 to 0 in the opposite direction. In this section, I'm running the stepper motor experiment. So here I'm attaching the in 1, 2, 3, and 4 ports to ports 12, 11, 10, and 9 on the Arduino. And then I'm connecting the positive outlet to 5 volts and the negative to ground. You can then see the motor turning slowly and the code running, which basically just defines each pin 12, 11, 10, and 9 as motor drivers, and then setting the pins as outputs and delaying the motor speeds. Something interesting I noticed during this experiment was that if I switch the inner 2 or the outer 2 wires that were in the Arduino, the motor will buzz but not rotate. But if I switch each set together, so the inner 2 and the outer 2 at the same time, the motor functioned the same but would rotate in the opposite direction. For the torque stepper experiment in this lab, I superglued a handle to the end of the motor, and then I marked the diameter and length of this, and then added a cardboard piece at the end to keep the string in one spot so it didn't go off the handle. And the bag I used for this was just athletic tape to hold the coins, but when I did try to get a larger quantity, I switched to a Ziploc bag. And as an example, here is one of the tests running. I have a tape measure on the side to keep track of the distance, and I measured the time with my phone. The string did get a bit curled after completing multiple trials, which is why I'm pulling it down in the video. But to ensure accurate results, I completed 3 trials for each weight to make sure that the data is correct.